In the not-too-distant future, the Earth experiences an energy crisis that causes humans to ditch fossil fuels for a cleaner fuel called helium-3. This new fuel is harvested by a company named Lunar Industries using machines on the far side of the moon, and it provides clean energy for 70% of the planet. Fade-out title Sam Bell character title Sam is an astronaut who is in charge of the helium-3 mining facility on moon base Sering. As the only human on the facility, Sam gives orders to the base's AI named Gertie character titled Gertie before putting on his spacesuit and heading out for the day's work. While riding his lunar rover, Sam tries to establish communication with Earth, but he keeps getting an error relating to signal failure on long-range comms. He drives the rover to a helium harvester and collects the next batch of fuel ready for shipment. Back at base, he records a message to send to Earth and talks about his 3-year work contract on the moon, which is about to come to an end. After sending a fresh batch of fuel to Earth, Gertie realizes something is wrong with Sam and asks him about it. Sam deflects and asks Gertie about the error from the communications satellite, and it tells him that it might take some time for Lunar Industries to fix the satellite. Sam is annoyed by the fact that he can't communicate live with people back on Earth, and he begins to have a headache. After a while, he receives a message from his wife character titled Tess, who tells him how much she misses him, and he also gets to see his daughter character titled Eve in the video. Sam tries to spend his idle time practicing his hobbies, but when he goes to fetch a cup of coffee, he looks back and sees a girl sitting in his chair. Startled by her presence, Sam burns his hands on the coffee, and the girl is nowhere to be found. When Gertie asks Sam about his injury, he lies about being distracted by the TV and goes to sleep. The next day, Sam wakes up and begins his morning routine of working out. While having breakfast, Gertie reminds him that he only has 2 more weeks on his contract. While doing his activity log for the day, Sam sees an old man on the screen for a few seconds, which makes him confused, but he ignores it. While drinking some coffee, Sam receives a warning notification from a harvester, so he heads out on the rover to check it out. While approaching the harvester, Sam begins to see something on the surface of the moon, which distracts him until he crashes into the harvester. The rover is compromised from the crash, forcing him to put on his helmet, and he falls unconscious. Minutes later, Sam wakes up in the base infirmary, and when Gertie asks him about the accident, he claims he doesn't remember anything about it. Gertie tells him about the accident and encourages him to go back to sleep to recover completely. Not long after, Sam wakes up and drags himself out of bed. He overhears Gertie having a discussion with some humans. When Sam asks who Gertie was talking to, the AI tells him it was just recording a message for the company since the communications satellite was still down. Gertie tells him he isn't completely healed and takes him back to the infirmary, where it gives Sam some tests to check his cognitive and motor skills. Gertie tells him it will still take some time before he can get back to work, but Sam puts on his work humpers. He heads to his workstation and notices that a harvester is not operational. He tries to repair it, but Gertie tells him to wait for permission from his superiors back on Earth. When Lunar Industries sends a message to Sam, they refuse his request to check on the harvester and ask him to get better instead. They inform him of a rescue team being sent to fix the harvester, which confuses Sam since he is much closer to the vehicle. While Gertie isn't watching, Sam uses some tools to damage a hatch and tricks Gertie into letting him outside to fix it. On his way out of the base, he discovers a missing spacesuit and a lunar rover, but doesn't think much of it. He heads for the damaged harvester and is shocked to see the missing rover logged inside the harvester. He begins investigating the crash site, and after going over the damage, he comes across an unconscious astronaut in the rover. After cleaning the space dust on the astronaut's helmet, Sam realizes that the unconscious man looks exactly like him character title Old Sam and takes him back to the base. Sam character title New Sam rushes back to base with his unconscious doppelganger, and Gertie asks that he be taken to the infirmary. When the Old Sam wakes up, he is greeted by Gertie, who tells him about the accident. When he sees his doppelganger, he thinks it's another hallucination, but Gertie simply tells him to go back to sleep. When old Sam finally gets up, he comes across new Sam exercising in the recreation room and asks Gertie why the man looks exactly like him. Gertie tells him the man he saw is also Sam Bell, which causes him to think he might be going insane. Old Sam finally decides to confront new Sam, and they begin to wonder which of them is the clone. Old Sam reveals that he has been on the base for almost 3 years and thanks new Sam for saving his life. They decide to play a game of ping pong and talk about their shared memories. Old Sam begins to tell new Sam of their wife and daughter Eve, but they receive a message from Earth. Lunar Industries tells Sam that they are sending over the rescue team, which old Sam assumes is to take him back home. New Sam tells him the rescue team isn't coming to take him home, but he doesn't believe him. He tries to convince old Sam that they might both be clones, but he doesn't want to believe it. New Sam believes there are other clones stashed somewhere on the base and tries to find the secret room. Old Sam tries to talk him out of searching for the hidden room, but he refuses, which causes them to get into a fight. Old Sam is badly injured in the fight and walks away to talk to Gertie after cleaning himself up. Old Sam tries to get more information out of Gertie about his wife, but the AI doesn't seem to know much about what goes on outside the base. Just when old Sam is about to give up, Gertie finally reveals that both men are clones of the original Sam Bell, and it further confirms that the memories of his wife and daughter are implanted. New Sam apologizes for the fight and tells old Sam about overhearing Gertie having a live conversation with Lunar Industries. Old Sam tells him it's not possible with the damaged satellite, so they decide to go confirm with their rovers. Both Sams drive their rover out of the base until they come across the jammer interfering with the comms. Old Sam starts to feel very sick, so he heads back to base while new Sam keeps on searching for other jammers. Back at the base, old Sam begins to violently expel blood, and he realizes something is wrong when he notices he also lost a tooth. He tries to go over his old recordings, but the system prevents him from accessing them. Just as he is about to give up, Gertie comes along and gives him access to the system, where he watches videos of past clones, watching them all fall sick towards the end of their contract. He checks out the hibernation chamber provided by the company for when his contract is up and realizes it's an incineration chamber for getting rid of old Sams. While checking out its compartments, old Sam finds and waits for new Sam to get back before they both head inside together. Inside, they find several clones of Sam Bell in hibernation, causing new Sam to wonder why they would need that many clones. Old Sam takes a remote communication device out of the room and asks Gertie if helping him isn't against his programming. Gertie simply replies that helping him is what he was made to do. Old Sam takes the communication devices and heads out to the moon surface where he makes a call to the Bell residence on Earth. A now 15-year-old Eve character titled Eve answers the call and informs old Sam that his wife passed away years ago. Old Sam starts asking how her mother died, but Eve gets concerned and calls for her dad. And once old Sam hears his voice, he switches the device off. This confirms that the two Sams on the moon are both clones, and several years have gone by on Earth. Old Sam returns to the moon base to talk to new Sam about the rescue team sent by Lunar Industries. He explains that they will kill them if they see both Sams awake. While they talk, old Sam's condition becomes worse, which forces new Sam to help him get in bed. While old Sam rests, new Sam takes a look at the portable communication device and listens to a recording of the call old Sam had. He also learns of their wife's death and goes to talk to Gertie about the hidden room full of Sam clones. New Sam tries to get Gertie to wake up a new clone, but the AI refuses since there are already 2 clones awake. New Sam tells Gertie that if it doesn't wake up a new clone, they will both be killed, so the AI reluctantly awakens a fresh clone. With the rescue crew 5 hours away, old Sam wakes up and drags himself up to the infirmary where he notices the fresh clone on the table. New Sam tells old Sam of his plan to place the fresh clone in the crash site to deceive the rescue team. He also plans for Old Sam to ride the Helium-3 cargo ship back to Earth while he stays back. They check out the cargo ship Old Sam was meant to ride back to Earth, but he claims it's too uncomfortable, so he leaves and goes back to their room. After a while, New Sam walks in on Old Sam looking at old pictures of their wife on the floor, so he asks him what he thinks about the plan. Old Sam asks that New Sam go in his place, and he refuses at first, but Old Sam manages to convince him by telling him he doesn't have much time left. They both enter a lunar rover and drive to the crash site, where they reminisce about their time on Earth with their wife Tess. New Sam picks Old Sam up and places him in the crashed rover while he goes unconscious. New Sam drives back to the base where he tries to set things up in order to escape in the Helium-3 cargo ship. While putting things in order, Gertie notifies Sam that his plan isn't going to work since he recorded everything that happened on the base. Gertie suggests he reboots and erases its memory cache to prevent anyone from realizing what happened on the base, so Sam sets it to reboot once he leaves the base. Sam gears up and enters the cargo compartment before the rescue crew arrives, but just as the door is about to close, he gets an idea. He reprograms one of the moon harvesters to crash as the rescue team lands on the base. The cargo launches out of the base while the new clone finally wakes up and is greeted by Gertie. Old Sam wakes up in his crashed rover and sees New Sam leave on the cargo ship before finally taking his last breath. The rescue team discovers Old Sam dead in the rover, so they believe everything is alright and continue with their mission to repair the harvester. As New Sam makes his way to Earth, the harvester he reprogrammed crashes into the signal jammer, which prevents long-range comms to the moon base. New Sam makes his way to Earth and exposes the illegal cloning program on the moon. Lunar Industries' stock price crashes,